and welcome to another edition of XFeed. Microphone is getting the green screen going along. Gated. Hope you guys are doing well. Today, we're talking a little bit about Ozzy Osbourne and the NFT collection that he was associated with and some of the other things that he bought within the Web3 space you might have absolutely no idea about. The day following his passing, we are going to talk about a couple of sweeps that ended up happening because that seems to be a recurring theme every single day. The market's kind of taking a little bit of a dump, but we are here to hang out while it is doing so. We are live over on Abstract. If you're wanting to check that out, it's portal.abs.xyz/stream/Schiller. And this is why you don't say links or anything, because who the hell is going to remember that or type it in that fashion? Yesterday, we got a video said hoodies versus suits from Solana. I'm assuming this is sort of a retail versus institution conversational piece. Let's see what they had to say.
We had an event, I sent a picture to a friend of mine. His answer was, whoa, the dress code is really clashing. You had hoodies and suits. Before it was more hoodies only, and now you see more and more suits, so maybe that's a good way to measure this institutional adoption.
I actually think it's very nice and funny to see them all coming together. It's also funny to see the unease on both sides, because you got the hoodies and they look at the suits and like, what are the suits doing here? And then the suits look at the hoodies and like, what did I get myself into?
The hoodie culture is winning. Like when I started in the industry, I was required to wear skirts and dresses. I wasn't allowed to wear pants.
I grew up on Wall Street wearing suits. Literally, I think I had 40 suits. And it was so simple, man.
The cypherpunks, the true super nerds, those were the pioneers.
That's an important part of the ecosystem, but not everybody's going to be a degen.
Once individuals realize each other's strengths, it doesn't matter what you're wearing.
You don't have to have a suit and be on the trading floor. And it's only based on your merits.
No one cares. It's all about sort of what you can contribute to the community.
It's not where did you go to school, who do you work for, what are your thoughts, what are you building, what are you developing?
The hoodies have some to learn from the suits, but the suits have a lot to learn from the hoodies.
Sometimes the person in the hoodie is the smartest person in the room, and it's because they don't have anything to prove to anyone, that they're just being themselves.
Investing is for everybody, and making the people who are leaders in this field look and feel just like everybody really reinforces that message.
That's the fun thing about crypto. There's no bouncer at the door cutting you out based on what you're wearing. I mean, totally wore a dragon costume.
We'll see how long my era lasts.
Are you a hoodie or suit guy?
I'll do both. I work from home, so I'll wear a hoodie, but when I go to a conference, I'll wear a suit.
I can definitely talk the suit talk, but daily-wise...
This is like an odd video to the point where I feel like it's produced very well, but like I kind of don't care to keep watching. Is that an odd take for that? But I guess they're just trying to show that like crypto's for everyone, which is, I mean, obviously, but there we go. So Ozzy Osbourne unfortunately passed away yesterday, and people remember that, holy smokes, he had an official NFT collection called Crypto Bats. Floor went up an insane amount. It's not there anymore. I think it's back down to like 0.04, but people are going out and buying this collection. And as soon as I noticed this, I was like, you know what? There's another collection here. And so this is my Bored Ape done in the Crypto Bat style. You can see over here on the side, the three and like the L shape here are reference to alien friends, and then one of these are subducts. So one of the crazy things that happened when Crypto Bats first launched was that they partnered with a lot of the top collections to offer this generative collection when they had certain traits for certain character traits. And it was just wild to see them catching a bit off of that, and it was kind of a reminder of like, hey, you know, some of these things are historical artifacts, and Cyberkongs was one of the collections that was a part of this, so they had a little bit of a tribute of their own. Deadfellas, Ripped to the Dark, the Prince of Darkness. Everyone at Deadfellas was endlessly inspired by you and your music. The honor to work with you, your team, and your family in this lifetime was an incredible honor and dream come true. I don't remember Deadfellas being a part of the Crypto Bats, but clearly there was some, because I've seen something from Betty as well that made a conversational piece about how she was able to talk with Sharon Osbourne at a point, and just kind of a cool celebrity touch. But I don't remember Deadfellas being a part of that, but maybe they did something briefly afterwards or something else. And so here's Ozzy doing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, a little bit of a tribute. If you've not seen this video, it is absolutely hysterical.
crazy crowd start singing with me. Are you ready? Are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, and let's go out to the water. Let's go out to the river. Take me in the river. Bring us in the I don't remember what I have to do. And run out of the water. 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
I think there was like maybe 4 words in that was like articulated in any sense. So gotta love it. And this brings up another thing where at a time when the crypto bats came out, and we've seen this with a lot of different notable people that were trying to launch collections of sorts, they went out and they bought different NFTs of noteworthy communities to try to say, hey, you know what, we're a part of this too. So back on February 19th of 2022, Ozzy tweeted, at Miss Sharon Osbourne, and I just picked up this Bored Ape. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, Sharon will be biting the Bored Ape with her crypto bats to create a mutant bat live on Twitter Spaces. So a little bit of a nostalgic kick for you. Then we go to some positive news. KSI, who is a YouTuber and an influencer, talking about NFT art that he had on his wall.
Okay, that's cute. You know this? Yeah, I got the NFT of this. Worth absolute shit now.
I don't know what this is because I'm looking at it and this feels like it's wanting to be like the Damien Hirst, the currency, but it's not, because that one was a whole bunch of like paint dots that were, I don't know, abstract, I guess, for the lack of a better term. And this is like a straight up. I actually have no idea who that is, but sort of funny to see him. Then we go from negative news to positive news. 26 cool cats swept for 16 ETH or $61,000. Floor for these things are at like 0.7 ETH. Like, what is going on? I don't think we've seen anything from cool cats in a minute since they've done their short stories. So very interesting that these are catching a bid amongst a lot of other collections. Pudgy Penguins, a singular one, going for 120 ETH, which is 44. Let me repeat that. 441,000 American dollars for this one. Obviously, people are going for like the rarer traits or whatnot, but like, oh my God. See, I would be that person that would, if I had the option, right? Like if we're sitting on that kind of capital, I'd be like, I'd rather just have like a whole bunch of them versus like one grail per se. Feel that'd be much easier, but I respect it. 66 dead fellas sold in the past 24 hours. Every collection seems like it's absolutely flying. Mooncat here. There was 1,000 crypto bats by Ozzy Osbourne. They were bought 267 hash masks. That's an older kind of historical collection. 194 little pudgies from the Pudgy Penguin brand. 178 Gemesis. These are the NFTs from OpenSea. A lot of people think that there is going to be a multiplier, that there's going to be some sort of points that are given to people that hold these Gemesis. There's a little bit of speculation around that. Still asking when the hell OpenSea is going to do their drop, but I digress. 161 Moonbirds, which we're still waiting to see what that partnership with OpenSea is. 101 Cool Cats, 68 Pudgy Penguins, 65 Dead Fellas, 42 Doodles, and 30 Mooncats. Hoi, oi, 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 oi. Things are just absolutely sending. And then Uranium.io. We've done an interview with them, and if you check out the link in the description below, if you're on YouTube, or if you're following me on X, if you check out the bio there, I have talked with the team, Arthur, who was actually the co-founder of Tezos, working with tokenizing uranium. Super cool, getting a listing very shortly on KuCoin as well, which is nice to see. And then also for KuCoin, I think that they post about it as well. We have the Think protocol that went live earlier today, and realizing for when you there we go, they're doing like a giveaway with it or something else, but Think went live. You're able to stake. Apparently, for anybody, if you're in debate about the staking regarding Think, if you do the full stake, if you have an agent bundle, apparently you get a double dip in the pool, so you get like the full stake rewards, which is like 32% or something along those lines, depending on the number, and then you get standard staking, which is at like 11%. So technically, you're getting like 40%. APR, I believe, which is, not too bad. Early listings, but come out pretty solid, and excited to see what happens with that. So we've talked about AI a fair bit around different scams and whatnot, and Mario here, who's not like, a massive influencer by any means compared to a lot of your, world-recognized influencers, but here's the point. Please, please, please do not fall for the scam. People have lost an insane amount of money thinking they are investing with me. It's all AI. I don't touch crypto. I don't ask for investments. I don't message people. I don't use telegrams. Fake accounts equal scammers. And this is for anybody that you follow. If you have anybody that's like older that is using social media, you think could get swindled potentially easily, make them extremely aware of the different deepfakes that are going around with AI right now, and that is going to be the top crime. It feels like heading into 2026, which we are 50% of the way through 2025. Crazy to think about. You type in NFT new, right? Yeah, I meant news, but you get the idea. Pengu targets new all-time high amid NFT sale. Pengu's absolutely flying. People talking about like a pullback and whatnot. We'll see. I think new people that are looking at the industry have very positive sentiment on everything Pengu, and it's relatable to a point where a lot of the other things aren't, right? Like if I say, hey, we're going to take the Pengu and that idea with the penguin, we're going to take a Doge with like a dog, and we're going to take Pepe. If you look at them and you say, all right, well, how many people are like Xnate or not going to pay attention to certain ones? I feel like Pengu ends up just standing up tall on that. We got basically nothing else that's that interesting. Within NFT news, you type in crypto. Why is crypto down today? Bitcoin price, XRP fall. Why the crypto rally is stalling. Cryptocurrency, banks, tokenized money market funds. It's kind of all over the place here, right? Like you have like one down day after everything absolutely soars, and suddenly people are making like a big deal about it. And the greed index still at 70 here, right? And I mean, what do we look at here? So on the past 7 days, we'll take Ethereum and XRP as an example because they're both up basically the same amount at 11%, right? And in 24 hours, it's down 3% and 6%. But it's up 11. And people are freaking out. It's very funny to watch the sentiment. And I don't know if this is like rage bait or people just posting things to try to like get likes on social media. I don't really understand. And then yesterday there was this article that came out from Cointelegraph saying how to use Grok, which is X's AI agent, or do we even call it like an agent AI protocol site you can use similar to ChatGPT. Grok scans posts and sentiment shifts on X to help crypto traders identify early signals, memes, and macro-driven momentum plays. So let's pause for a second and think of what we've thought over the past couple of months, at least for myself. So we've been kind of hinted at that these AI agents, and I don't mean the platform itself here, but the idea of me buying an agent, hiring one, whatever the hell it is, that's an AI to do my crypto trading for me. So we've had that thought, right? And then at the same time, we've had a complete influx on X of these automated AI reply bots, essentially, that are farming engagement, that are sometimes doing research on their own, and they'll give you updates of, that Mooncat list of how many NFTs were sold. They'll say that, or the sentiment shift, or give a perspective where you can feed it data and it will kind of work on its own and do all these things. So this is where things get really kind of freaky. Because when, let's just say, all right, we'll take it at face value and say, all right, it's going to be able to scan sentiment and everything else. How much of that is it taking in the AI agent bots? How can it decipher what that is? Because do we get to a point where everybody just says, we're going to do these AI agent trading. I'm going to put $100 in an agent and say, figure out what the best trade is. And then it'll go around, it'll scan everything. But then there's some big brain person that has all these bots, all these things that just start shilling or making these fake headlines. Because that's the number one thing right now. You'll scroll somewhere and every day you'll read like a headline, like the Jerome Powell thing yesterday. There was a resignation letter that was fake that was floating around. You had legitimate established news sources that were saying this is real. You had other ones that were legitimate news sources saying this is fake. So you have a complete combatant of what's true and what's fake. And how can you tell what's real? You're almost forced to have a transparent system like the blockchain to be able to deal with it. And so when you see these kind of worlds collide and you're open to the possibilities and you're like, okay, I kind of see what's brewing here. I think a lot of things are going to change in the next little bit. And of course, we're going to be here covering it all. That's going to be it for this edition of XFeed. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning on in. I really appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube or X, if you're able to give a like, that is absolutely phenomenal. And if not, well, that's cool too. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk soon. Peace.